Guess what? You're currently watching this video on the internet. That means that in the last few days, you have noticed an influx of content on social media relating to this. And as the title of this thing would suggest, I'm here today to tell you lot why I believe this game will be a success. Not just from a casual side of things, but also from a competitive perspective. And I won't be referring to speculation in terms of characters or stage lists, like I'm fine with basically any character getting in.
But believe you me, if I don't see Timmy Turner, we're gonna have some problems.
Everything that's being said is just based on information that we have as of right now. Of course, the announcement was only a couple days ago at the time of this being uploaded, so yeah, use your brain, alright. We'll be starting with the casual market because I really want to get that over and done with before we get into the competitive side, because I feel that people aren't giving the competitive side of this game, or the potential competitive side I should say, enough merit, and I want to really draw my focus onto that. But as I say, first let's talk about the casual market. Yeah, so for casuals, obvious first one, it's Nickelodeon, right? The amount of appeal that's going to have to people who don't even play video games is unparalleled, especially with the character choice they're going for, and given the reveal where they showed more old school characters, there's definitely a balance going to be coming on where the kids who watch Nickelodeon are going to see this advertised literally every single ad break because, you know, it's Nickelodeon, they own the game, they own all the characters, so free advertising for them to get that player base in. They'll tell their parents about it, the parents will buy it, they'll see characters they know on the front cover, or they'll watch the trailer and see characters that they recognise and be interested in getting it too. So right there, you have families who can come together, the parents can reminisce, while playing with the kids who are only going to be playing the characters they know, but at the same time, it also gives the younger generation the opportunity to find out, this character exists, I wonder what this show is and what it's about, and then go and give Nickelodeon and Viacom more of their money by buying a subscription to Paramount Plus to watch all the old shows, or buying a copy of the DVD box sets. So it all adds up in the end as a financial success for Viacom and Nickelodeon, since, as I say, free advertising on all of their channels, and the potential to have inflated sales of physical media or subscriptions to their streaming services. Aside from the kids and the parents, it could promote people who don't even like video games to come along. Because like it or not, video games aren't an all-encompassing market. If you go up to a random person, show them a picture of Olimar from Pikmin, are they super likely to know who that is? Or Palutena? Whereas what this game is more trying to achieve seems to be nostalgia. And being that it is a platform fighter in nature, a genre which, from its origin of Super Smash Bros, was always intended to be more of a family-focused party game, then you're pretty much golden. You've got yourself a nice casual experience for people who want to have a good time with their friends or family, and in the case of some people, reminisce. When it comes to gameplay-wise, control scheme we know is going to be very similar to Smash Bros, which is a very, very, accessible control scheme. And if you don't like it, then just change it to whatever you want. You know, the casual market for Super Smash Bros. Is insane, probably a lot bigger than the competitive scene for that game. So that's definitely not going to be any different here. We don't currently know at present whether or not the game will feature any items or assist trophy-like things, but given the precedent of the platform fighter genre, it seems to be expected that the option for those will be available. We know it's not going to have a rage mechanic, which is always nice, so it probably won't be any different, but there'll definitely be a toggle option since they weren't shown anywhere in the trailer. Additionally, for stages, there's clearly, as what we can see from the very limited stage list we've been shown in the trailer, that quite a few stages are definitely geared towards bigger scale, free-for-all styles, and more casual play, such as the Loud House map or the Flying Dutchman's ship. I mean, the Loud House obviously would never be tournament legal in a million years, but stuff like the Flying Dutchman's ship has the wall, which could be easily abused with infinites. Got itself a little Pokemon Stadium going on. So they would be completely scrapped for that, but hey, for a casual setting, it could be a lot of fun. Plus, even for people who never even watched Nickelodeon, it may bring more attention to the brand. Also, as you've obviously seen, The memes that have been spawning since this game's announcement have been exponential. There's so many of them. Nearly all of them were a fucking riot. They're all absolutely hilarious. But that's just generating more attention for the game. Now basically everyone on the internet knows that it's a thing, even if it's only a brief acknowledgement. And of course, the more it spreads, the more people know about it. The more people know about it, the more interest there is in it. And the more interest there is in it, the more sales. And considering characters that are in this game, such as Nigel Thornberry or SpongeBob, who are two characters who are almost intrinsically linked with meme culture as it is, especially SpongeBob, now being presented in a game that feels like it's a meme, it's just a recipe for success. All the ingredients are here. The word has been spread in a space of a matter of days. Right now, the trailer has like 1.5 million views already. So the word is out. It's going to bring more people into it, and even then may add more fuel to the fire for Viacom in terms of gaining money from Paramount Plus subscriptions or DVD sales, like I brought up before. Now those are what's going on from a casual perspective, but competitive is where the real nitty-gritty lies and what I actually want to spend more time focusing on. The first two I'll get out of the way super quickly because they're the ones that everyone already refers to anyway, and I don't want to spend too much time on them. The implementation of wave dashing is catching a lot of people's attention, especially from the Smash Bros. Community. A technique which, while existent in games like Ultimate and Smash 4, I think, it was in that? I can't remember exactly. But it's definitely in Ultimate, but it's not as effective and definitely not as widespread use as it would be in Melee, which of course the Melee community is still thriving even 20 years after that game's initial release, which opens the door for potentially even more advanced tech. Like you may have seen that tweet that went out, or that Twitch clip of Coney talking about Patrick doing the Waveland platform drop back air, a very, very advanced movement tech. So that's really grabbing people's attention. Like, if this is just what we know already, and the developers have said there is going to be various advanced tech and a high skill ceiling for this game, which you can definitely get to a high competitive level at. So who's to say mechanics like ledge dashing or ledge hogging, which I'm pretty sure was confirmed ledge hogging, or even like jump cancelling and things like that, some things that will draw in a crowd who are more inclined to competitive Melee, which, as I said, there's already been attention grabbed from those ends. Like, I know Leffen is really interested in this game, for one. The other major thing that's catching even more people's attention is the implementation of rollback netcode on quote-unquote supported platforms. What this means is not only hilarious when it comes to the fact that this has rollback implementation when many of the other major fighting games, many if not all of them actually, do not have this feature included, which despite being a hoot in and of itself, is also drawing more eyes as well to this particular title. Because with the most precise and lagless internet connectivity that we can possibly achieve at the moment, in addition to the advanced movement tech and the Smash Bros. Style gameplay, it's going to bring a lot of people in, even from the FGC, which I know a lot of FGC people have been taking note of this as well. But in an unironic way, it's also catching people's eyes, especially when it comes to the development studio behind it, Ludosity, who, as I'm sure we all know at this point because you've heard it repeated probably 82,363 times on the internet right now, are the developers and creators of Slap City on Steam, a game which I unfortunately have not played because my setup just, like, I fear it would crash after 8 minutes of play and then spontaneously combust. But no, I've been watching some Slap City gameplay and the movement tech, the professional tournaments that have been happening for it. It's very entertaining to watch. Like, from a spectator's standpoint, I feel that this game is also going to be very substantial because, well, it's just funny that it's all of these characters going ham, but also the idea that the combat looks fast-paced, it has the advanced movement options that are entertaining to watch, it has the meme characters that everyone's going to be rooting for, the underdogs. So spectator-wise, yeah, I think it's going to be flourishing in that department. Will it have all the mechanics from Slap City? They've said no, but we can assume that it's going to be fairly similar to that game in terms of what you can do. And control-wise, of course it says control options are adjustable as well. Something else that's come up is GameCube support on Switch and PC, which is a huge thing again for the Smash community and is catching people's attention based on that alone. Some people are a bit worried about the longevity of this particular title. Personally, I don't think that's going to be much of an issue at all. Main reason that I believe this is Nickelodeon and Viacom themselves have supported Super Smash Bros. Tournaments in the past and added to prize pools, so why the actual shit would they not financially support tournaments for literally their own version of the same game with all their own characters, no need to pay licensing fees in order to be able to sponsor it? None of that shit. It's free money for them for viewership, which again adds to their whole the community aspect, is going to bring in a lot of people spectator-wise. So the fear that Nickelodeon isn't going to support it is pretty much unfounded. Just look it up a little bit and you'll find that, yeah, Nickelodeon do support the esports fighting game scene, especially platform fighters, which is probably the entire reason they made this game in the first place, I'll be quite honest. The character selection, at least from what we've seen in the initial reveal trailer, is obviously garnered towards a more adult audience. Like, there's only about 2 or 3 characters in the entirety of the trailer whose shows came out after the turn of the millennium. So that's clearly demonstrating to me, at least, that their target audience for this, at least from the reveal trailer alone, and from what they've been discussing with the devs and the information we've received, that yeah, they seem to be specifically targeting this with a competitive audience in mind. Now, of course, they've got to keep the casuals in as well because, you know, it's just what they have to do as a company. But we really have no evidence to suggest that people like me who are interested in picking up the game competitively, potentially, in the future, when it releases, are not being addressed to more so than contemporary Nickelodeon audiences. The timing for this game is also super right. We know that the last Smash Ultimate character will be announced and revealed at some point before the end of the year, potentially in the autumn season or the fall, which is when this game is slated to come out. So easily this game could fill up the Smash-shaped hole in people's hearts after knowing and finally accepting the fact that this game is coming to an end. Stop bugging this man for more. He has done nothing but work for you. Let him rest. So I can definitely see some, especially some competitive Smash Bros players, jumping ship towards this particular title. If you take a look at the games that are currently in the rounds as mainstays in the FGC, let's go through the list right now. Okay, we've got Smash Brothers, we've got Street Fighter V, we've got Tekken, we've got Soul Calibur, ooh, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear. Are you noticing anything here? Yeah, all these are part of a series. A series that's been going on for at least 5 years. Some as much as over 20. And personally, I'd like to see new blood in the FGC, and see new games making the rounds that they're actually taken seriously and not just written off by the way they look. Because the amount of people that this could bring into the FGC is unprecedented. All the people I mentioned in the casual section who could be appealed to in this game could transition into competitive side. We could see an influx of competitive players who could then transition on even to other games, but this could be their jumping on point. Or it could be veteran players' chance to move into a platform fighter style. There's potential here just on the idea that it could bring in so many more people to the FGC than are already here. You may have noticed that a lot of the reasons people are currently saying that this game won't do well, it's not going to be taken that seriously, are baseline semantic elements like, this looks stupid. Okay, do you mind giving a reason for that? It's Nickelodeon, who's going to take it seriously? Does that really matter? It's a bunch of characters from my childhood duking it out and fighting. It's so dumb, I hate it. Isn't Smash Brothers exactly the same thing? And you can't even really make the argument that Smash Bros. Has that much of a wider reach. While yes, it does have third-party characters, they barely make up less than a quarter of the final roster of the game, even if we assume that the last Ultimate DLC character will be another third-party rep. Like, if you're gonna write a simple way of explaining Smash Bros. To someone, you'd say something like it's a fighting brawler based around Nintendo IPs, Nintendo-owned characters. This is exactly the same treatment, just replace the word Nintendo with Nickelodeon and now that's suddenly stupid and dumb and you hate it? Eh? Now, I don't think anything I've said has been completely unprecedented, but I understand people's concern when it comes to A, licensed games, and B, Smash clones in general. There is a precedent set that Smash Brothers copycats, as it were, are never really as good as authentic Smash Bros. Experience. And do I expect this game to reach the level of Smash Bros. In terms of sales figures? Of course not. Smash Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game of all time. I definitely do not expect a Nickelodeon based clone to reach the same numbers. What I do expect, though, is that it will at least come close to the mechanical proficiency that Smash Bros. Employs. Or at the very least, what Melee employs, as this is the game that it's clearly emulating the most. Is this going to be the Super Smash Bros. Killer that everyone's flaunting it as? Fucking no. Smash Bros. Is too big to die, even when the game has its final DLC released. So could everything that I've said in this video blow up in my face and I'd be completely wrong about everything? Yeah, of course. But just going off what we know so far, I don't think any of it's been too far-fetched. And I just honestly hope that people can accept this that people can try and accept this game for what it is. Because as I said before, competition is good. New faces in the fighting game community are good. So people outright rejecting it just on semantic outward appearances and nothing more without looking into it and actually, you know, researching the mechanics and what's been revealed about it so far in depth just makes me not that happy, I'll be quite honest, because, yeah. As that bit of text at the beginning would have indicated, this video has been all opinion based, and only going off of what we know currently. Anything that I've said could change or it could be completely wrong, and is all just opinion and assumption based right now. So if it turns out that the game is dead within a week, there's no real competitive viability to it at all, and it doesn't sell well then that's my bad, but I've had no reason to think otherwise right now, and I truly believe that what I said is going to happen until I'm proven otherwise. And I genuinely want to see quite a lot of people give this a try, because I believe that it could go on for a while. Echoing what most people have said, the potential is super there, and I would be more than happy to see it flourish. So if there are still any naysayers out there, it's your opinion, that's fine, and this has been mine. You can have yours, I can have mine, but I do hope I've at least let you in on something and made you see things in a different way potentially, but other than that I don't really have an ending, so